Which pick am I looking for today? Good morning. How are you doing today? It's great to see you. Let's take a look at what's going on. You might know, hey Kevin, good morning. Good morning, way to get us started, Kevin. I'm just looking through the old pick hand to pull out the old Jazz 2. And we started pretty much right on time today. And we'll get going straight away. We'll give it a second. Just a second or two. How was your day yesterday, Kevin? Was it pretty good? I got my amp back today. Got the amp fixed. Robbie Smith, good morning. Top of the morning to you. I was just telling Kevin that I got my amp back yesterday. So we ended up doing the stream yesterday without actually without an amp, and it worked out okay. It worked out okay, I think. I mean, it worked out for me. I don't know about anybody else, but it worked out for me. Raul, good morning. Raul, Mr. Tortorello, got your email, scanned it, and wanted to provide a thoughtful response. So hopefully you don't, there will be a little bit of a delay because the days, once I leave here, the days are on screech, you know, most of the time. So what I'll do is I'll do my best to be timely, but I certainly appreciate you reaching out yesterday, Anthony. I should have a response in the email box for you today. I also appreciate Raul has been sharing some PDF images with us. So if you are interested in, if you are checking out Raul's channel at all, which if you haven't been, you may want to be doing. If you haven't been, he's been doing this guitar grimoire. He scanned it. Well, I mean, anyway, check out his page. I have something for you if you wanted to follow along with him a little bit. But we're going to continue right along today. You didn't come here for coffee. One of the things I like to do right away is just hit it. Tuning fork, and it kind of feels like this could turn into like a bunch of guitar players sitting around at the grill, the morning grill, you know, having the morning breakfast or coffee, just a little morning social. But we won't let it deteriorate into that totally. And a little A for you, a little A for me. Bernard, hey, we've got some early risers here with us. I need to pull these sleeves up. These sleeves are really not working really well for me. Mark, wonderful images, Mark. Okay, so we'll just go through a little bit of a tune-up sequence, which is sort of our normal. Oh, the input jack on the amp fell loose yesterday, so I was able to repair that on my own free will and accord yesterday. So thank goodness, this little champ's exactly what it is. It's a champ. And I remember I used to have this little PV Bandit 112. If you can find those anywhere in good shape. I used to despise the amp when I was younger because it wasn't a Marshall, you know, and I wanted a Marshall. I wanted a full stack. Do you know what I mean? And that little 112. But man, I would throw that thing would roll downstairs and it would go down like an entire flight of stairs. and then still, you know, fortunately no one got injured, but it would just keep playing. The thing was bomb proof. And now I listen back to these sort of like old school players playing on these PV Bandits, like, and it's like, where did mine ever go? I don't even remember where it went. But I know I don't have it anymore. I know that's for sure. I think we're going to call that close enough for jazz. So I was thinking, after we finish up Pentatonic Week this week, oh, there are some downloads on Pinecone Records for you too for this. I don't know why I haven't shared that link yet, but I'll share that link today. Okay, ready? Okay, we're in tune, ready to go. There we are. All right, Dave the Introvert, good morning. All right, so we're off and running, and we won't dilly-dally because we are people of action. We are people of action. So, fingers, as you know, if you're just tuning in, we are only here for the likes. It's all about the likes, man and woman. It's if you aren't giving likes, you know, got no use for you. No, I'm just kidding. It's obviously not about the likes. It's obviously about the, you know, guitar is obviously about getting girlfriends, right? So here we go. And this is the glory of it all right here. So let's take a look at fingers 3 and 4. And here we go. Frets 11 and 12. 1 E. Oh, if you're just tuning in, we're at 60 beats per minute with our friend the metronome. And we'll retain that schedule all year long, although you may want to adjust that over the span of your guitar day. Let's try this and see what happens. Fingers 3 and 4, 1 E and a 2 E and a, you know what to do, E and a. I felt ready to start this morning, but some reason I feel like I could use more breath here. That's what's going on. More breath. I've got a 𝗕𝗵𝗄, and the only cure is more breath. Oh, this is feeling really great this morning. Just loving the constant. There was a little bit of a flow going on there. I don't know if you guys felt it or not. Hopefully you're feeling the same thing with evenness of tone and continuity of timbre and dynamic sound pressure level. Quick question for you. How tightly do you grip your pick? Here we go. 2 and 3. 1 E and a 2 Z and a putting on my shoes. A guitar is more valuable. Oh, that's right. We've got a beautiful photograph of Raul's guitar coming up. We have another guitar in the pipeline, a beautiful, oh, I'll save that one. They're all very nice. We're going to have like a photograph of all of our guitars in the on my YouTube channel right here at Jason Carey Guitar. All of the morning ritual guitars, the multitude of guitars, the famous guitars of the morning ritual. And if you would, when you email me, try to email me a little bit of a backstory as well as the photo essay that you've done on your favorite morning ritual acts. So the backstory is super important because I want to highlight the relationship that, number one, I'd like to highlight the player. And then number two, I want to highlight the extension of the player, which is, of course, the guitar. So 1 E and the fingers 1 and 2, and go. E and I feel like we're on like we're already heading west, you know what I mean? We're already just on the road, we've got all fueled up. And we have probably 500 miles to put on before we need to take a break. Oh yeah, 500 miles high. That 𝗕𝗿𝘅𝘂𝗫 composition. I remember being in a beautiful ensemble of talented, very, supremely talented young players. And we had a killer repertoire. We do like Dave Brubeck's Take 5 and 9. We played a 9, and that was kind of a mind bender. But 500 Miles High was just a killer tune to just motor through. And focusing on breath. And if you're just tuning in, welcome to Jason Carey's, well, it's not really mine, it just happens to be on my channel, but it's really our morning ritual for guitar growth. This occurs every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the entire year of 2025. So if you want, show up with your guitar, jump on the Bangin' Live chat, and just let's play some guitar. Let's make some mad gains happen over the span of this year. That's what this is all about. All right. So let's take a look. We're using fingers 2 and 3, 3 and 4 as a stretch. Same old, same old. 1 E and a 2 E and a. Frets 10 and 12. You know, this isn't for all of us. And then, to be fair, it's really not, even if it is for us, there might be mornings where we don't dig it at all, where we're like, what are we doing? And that's normal. Keep the faith. Keep the faith is a thing I heard a lot early in my life, and that's really helped me remind me, like, why am I to practice like this? And if you were, you have a gift is what you're told. You have a gift, you have a talent, and it's up to us, it's up to you, really, to develop your talent. You can show up, you can take all of the lessons you want, or I can take all of the lessons I want, but if I don't put in the work, it's probably all fun, but it's not going to, maybe I should just kind of focus on my goals. All right, so if my goal is to do this and become an excellent guitar player, a most excellent guitar player, that's what I'll do. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and. Good morning, Marlon. I see 𝘕𝗍𝗍𝗁 on board with us this morning. Oh, guitar for everyone. So beat Pogi, tight enough, yeah. Oh, Dave and the Introvert. Okay, Michael. Good morning, Michael. Great to have you here. I see a lot of new faces here today. A lot of new faces jumping on board early. This is good news. I have a guitar, but I don't have a girlfriend. Don't you worry about that, Dave. I remember we were driving through. This was a crew that was like a posse. We were 4 of us in a buggy. We were going into a Fish concert, and there was this one chick out, one person outside the gate, holding up her finger and saying, I will, do the thing with you in exchange for a ticket. And I look over and Eric's like, yeah, I'd rather have the ticket. So we just keep motoring on. It's sometimes it's just, the experience is. So number one, we don't do this for the money. Number two, we're obviously doing this for spiritual growth. We're here, I joke, it's really not a joke, because the companionship is a blessing. 2, 3, and 4, 1 and 2 stretch, 10 and 12, 3 and go. But it isn't to be really, I mean, I joke about it, but it really isn't really to be joked about. A relationship is something to find, nurture, adore, you know, share. And that, for me, is what I'm doing here in the mornings, too. This is a language that I'm also learning. This is a love language that I'm also learning to develop and maintain. And what I put into it, I will get out of it, right? What I put into the guitar, I receive from the guitar. And it's that simple, man. It's really that simple. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your previous life experience. Like, you could start anytime. 1 E and a 2 E and a fingers 2, 3, 4 and go. 10, 11, and 12. I have a little bit more time, a little bit more difficulty talking sort of passively and engaging over this exercise. For some reason, that 3/2 thing really tangles up my brain. But, you know, hopefully it's not too observable. On the verge of dropping, tightening up. Good morning, guitar for everyone. 𝗕𝗿𝗲𝗁𝘠𝗃𝗄𝑔𝘠. Tighten up. Mark, careful what you ask for, Jason. Guitars for everyone. I try hold it relaxed. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, as soon as I find any, this is where, let's come back to breathing again, because Justin, Guitar for Everyone, just made a wonderful point. When I take the time to focus on my breath, I can identify, for some reason, it unlocks any sources of tension that I'm not currently aware of in my body. So again, my pelvis is thrust back, you know, and I need to kind of remember those poses to keep my body from creating workplace injury situations. 1 E and a 2, let's do 10, 11, 12 again with fingers 1, 2, 3. 500 miles, they ought to write a song. You know, we could do a collaborative song. You know, if someone wanted to share a Google Doc and just get a song going, we could all just start writing songs, you know. You could share it with me. You could share it with jasoncareyguitar@gmail.com. And we can start with one song. We can collaborate on that song. We could put notes in the document, you know, like track changes or whatever. Google Docs is probably one of the easier ways to do it without getting into like Boombox or whatever. That'd be kind of an interesting thing to do, you know. I just released a song, you know, sort of on a couple weeks ago. I tested it on my Facebook channel, just my personal timeline, and I called it "Still Neighbors." You know, it was sort of like a song like after the election. I included some hyper-local personalities, you know, a chainsaw carver, legislators, and I just re-released it. I did a quick little video of it yesterday, and I re-released it. I think I'm going to at least change the working title of it for now to, it's going to be called, I think, Post-Election Lullaby. And it's a cool little tune. You might like it. Let's go ahead and do fingers 2 and 4 stretch. We're getting ready. I'm noticing that I'm getting these chord patterns that, you know, they're a little bit easier here and there. There's more, you know, just more readily available. So let's take a look. Fingers 2 and 4, and starting on 4 and a 2 E and a T E and a 4 E. Here we go. Oh, Charlene, my Charlene, nice. My Charlene has no backstory. I bought her online as a lefty. You go in a guitar store and they're lucky when they have 3 lefty guitars. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a beauty, isn't it? Brenda the Fender. Pickle, I came back, sorry if I'm late. It's night on our place. Good. All right. It's great, Pickle, if you're here. I hope you're playing guitar along with us. Let's go ahead and move back to fingers 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and T and bow. Most of us, if you're new here, we're doing this every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what we're doing is we are perfecting our craft as guitar practitioners. And this is, it's a morning ritual for guitar growth. We're doing this for the entire duration of 2025. And for better or worse, I'm going to go with better. And we're going to take a look at the very first video that we produced in this live stream. And in December, I think it was December, Greg has been watching from December. I know a few of you have been here from the beginning, and I really appreciate that. All right, let's take a look. We don't do this at all. Let's try fingers 1 and 3, just using fingers 1 and 3, and go E and Oh, my finger almost fell off the fretboard there. Just a simple 1 and 3 exercise. And I'm really focused myself personally on tone construction. And, just working on making this a musical noise. With loudness and softness, I'm trying to experience some dynamic range on my guitar. Shaping the plectrum, shaping the approach of the plectrum. That helps to define the tone for me. All right, let's take a look at fingers 2 and 4. Same thing. Just 2 and 4, isolation here. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Jess McFlurry, thanks for being here, man. Or whatever, it's great to have you. You're never late, Pickle, never late. We're all ready to go, all the time. We're all here. If you do miss these and you wanted to start these on demand, we do publish these after the live, and we do maintain the live chat. The live chat remains intact, and the live chat is really where the rubber meets the road, because this is where we start to know each other. This is where we start to help each other. This is where we ask the questions in a guitar forum that is all here. We're all sort of like, it's we're creating a danger of sort of like being all like-minded people, at least in certain areas, in a specific area of guitar. And that can be sort of like, uninspiring. So like friction against that once in a while is definitely welcome. So it keeps us all sort of, oh yeah, just all right. Justifying our station in life is, can be important. Fingers 9, 10, 11, and 12, and 1 and 2 and T and bow and 1. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a bow E and a. You see what I'm doing with my fingers? I'm trying to keep all of these bad boys in line. And they're so bad. It's hard to keep these things in line sometimes. You gotta, sort of like encourage them. You could yell at them, but then it doesn't stick. You know what I mean? It just makes them want to do the other thing. So I'm just encouraging them to, play as a team. use all 4 fingers because I've got a gift. We were gifted. Most of us have all 4 fingers still. You know, after a pretty nasty chop saw incident, and you know, a decade ago, I was over a decade ago, I guess. I was kind of wondering if I would have an index finger on my fret hand still, and I do, which is cool. I like it. But once in a while, because it didn't heal correctly, it will hitch up. So these exercises really help to unlock the left hand potential and the guitarist's potential in general. I don't know, there's this thing I like to talk about. I'm sort of in the middle of writing a longer piece on the prophecy of potential. And like, you know, whether it's earning potential or guitar potential, it's all the same thing to me. Like, it's not there are not siloed events. So it has to do with being able to realize that we have the talent, even if we're not necessarily told that we have the talent. Of course, it helps to have that extrinsic motivator to begin with, but it's cool. Anyway, so enough of that. Let's go ahead and get back to stretch the 4th finger. 1 E and a 2 E and a D. 10, 11. 9, 10, 11, and 13. 1 E and a 2 and a T E and a 4. Dan Husband in the house. Marlon Grubbs in the house. 𝘕𝗶𝘗 in the house. Starlet on discs in the house. Just wow, sir. Well, thank you kindly, Starlet. Great to see you again, Mr. Husband. Good morning, crew. I love that. I love that it's just like shows up to the driveway, you know, in the four-seat, you know, F350 diesel rig, or, you know, maybe it's a GMC with an Allison transmission, and the motor's running. You can hear the hum of the motor. The coffees are all stacked up on a big a big piece of cardboard ready to roll. They're all black coffees, and the door just flips open and it's ready for you to jump in and head on off to work, to just get to work and just crush it all day long. I love that good morning crew thing, man. That is just awesome. Just a super simple comment. Love it. Love seeing it, you know. My acoustics name is Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Jason, do you remember that one woman who came in here, told you how adorable you are, gave you $20 and never came back? No. Maybe. I don't know, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, we've got to shout back at Raul for Help Me Rhonda. Very cool. Not the Beach Boys. Love them too much. But the name came from Alf. Oh, there you go. Man, I forgot about that. Man, you're really bringing it all back here. 1E. Oh, it's Patrick Mullins. Yeah, we've got a jazzer in the house. Cycle 4 right there, baby. That's the language I'm talking. Not yet, but we are going to get there. So if you just, let me get this started and I'll keep talking, because this is a specific program, so I don't want to leave us all sort of hanging. Right after this, we'll do some stretching and then we'll talk more. 1E and a 2E. A 4-finger exercise. If you're just jumping on, kick that first finger back to fret 8, just to get that first finger stretch in. We could go 2 frets back, but it gets a little painful by the time we get back to. We're going to start doing this stuff together, but we're going to wait a little bit. Just a little bit more, okay? Next week, by the way, is we're going to use the last quarter of each session as strumming week. Strumming week, yeah, should be a pretty cool event. Warming up with strums. 1 and a 2E and a, here we go. It's 7, 9, Nope, it's 8, 10, 11, and 12. 1 and a 2 E and a you know what. Sorry, 1 Z and a 2 Z and I'm putting on my shoesies. Okay, here we go. Cycle 4. We're approaching cycle 4. This is like pre-diatonic warm-up. So if you know what I mean, so we're not really getting into scalar stuff yet. We are into scalar and diatonic efforts, but we will be using cycle 4 for certain. Charlene is from Full Metal Jacket. I was wondering about that. That's like one of my all-time favorite films. Just McFlurry. I don't know anything. I just randomly came on the stream. Well, it's good you're here. If you have your guitar with you, that's what this is all about. Every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Say it with me. Eastern Standard Time. We are joining forces to play guitar like the guitar has never been played before. Okay? We are going to, like knights and knights, or whatever you call that. We're forging new ground and in our own guitar goal-oriented lives for the entire year of 2025. I know it sounds kind of lofty, but that's okay because lofty is good. All right, that's the end. That concludes our that includes this sort of like what should have been a 15-minute warm-up. Now we're engaged in stretching, so we have that straight elbow, and we have these fingers that we're pulling back, not so far as to create micro tears in the tendons and tissues, but just so we can breathe for 15 clicks up and down. Just get our bodies right. Feel the tension in the shoulder, roll it out. Just kind of move your body around a little bit. Oh yeah, yeah. See, that feels good. While we're doing this, let me read through a few of these comments. I don't know anything. I just randomly came up on the stream. You know, I know that feeling, man. I'm fully in tune with that feeling, not knowing anything. And I'm not saying that to be asinine, but I just, you know, the more you know, the less you know kind of thing. Well, I'm loving what you were playing. Just, I hope you join us every morning. You know, this is definitely open. It's free. You know, it does cost something. It costs your seat time, which is kind of like priceless, I guess. But if you are aligned with wanting to improve the self, number one, you know, serve the higher power, improve the self, improve your guitar playing, over and see what happens over a 260-hour period of time over the span of a year, because this is basically what happens 5 days a week, every week this year. It's about 260 hours plus. That really will make a dent in an hour. I'm assuming it'll make a dent still in my in the way I perceive my guitar playing skill and the way others might perceive my guitar playing skill. Some would refer to those as mad gains. We're going to see some mad gains. Yes, we are. And others are going to see those mad gains too, you know? And it's not about specifically about mad gains, but we like to see gains. Oh, I've got a Larry Carlton CD on I have a standing workstation, you know, with a few monitors like this and a couple of studio monitor reference monitors here. And I like to stand when I work. I also like to sit so I can turn around and sit. And the storage area network has all been designed by my brother. And he's just really, you know, he's really good at what he does. But I do have a standing workstation, and I have a Larry Carlton album on it right now, just sitting there staring me in the face. What a compliment, man. What a compliment. I saw a photo of the Many of Great Masters Jam, and I saw a photo of Many of the Great Masters Jam in their hard legs and intricate work, and their right hand was always relaxed, except for Mr. Jimmy. Yep, his left hand was always relaxed. It was a very inspiring, interesting photograph. Is that something you can share with us? All right, top two, we'll get into this right here. We have some found time now. We're just doing this diagonal pattern. I like to do this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then reverse it, invert it, and then so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 for the descent. Drop a position, stay here, ascend 4, 3, 2, 1, and then, excuse me, descend 4, 3, 2, 1. Then descend position, ascend, descend, descend, ascend, descend. Drop a position. So we'll say drop, ascend, descend, drop, ascend. All right, so that's kind of what we're doing. And this turns into a sweep picking exercise at some point in the very near future for us. But for today, it's just going to be, we're going to provide continuity with down, up, alternate. There's so much benefit and pick control that we gain from doing exercises like this. Okay? 1 E and a 2 Z and I'm putting on my shoesy. Try not to forget my breath. I know it sounds kind of funny to say, but after we complete this top contiguous 4-string group, we are going to the middle or string group number 2, 4 strings. And I found that if you lay back, a little bit, the crowd really likes that. You might get an extra cheer or two out of it. Maybe closing your eyes and, make a little face like it's paining you to do this. And then, it's highly entertaining. And it's highly believable too, you know what I mean? Because the higher you get, the more tension there is in a sound. 4 middle strings. 1 E and a 2 E and a T. Also, physically, there's more distance between each tone. Isn't that funny how that works? So when you're playing a low note on the piano, the vibration of that tone is so wide that when you get up to a higher note, the top note on the piano, the vibration is so fast and so narrow that all of those notes at the top register of an instrument, there's more space between the notes, if you know what I mean. So this turns into a really cool exercise down the road. And this is a definite speed, it's a game changer for speed technique. 1 E and a 2 E and a bottom 4 strings. I saw many streams where peoples were playing games and I didn't find it interesting, so I came to your stream. I appreciate you being here. Bring a guitar, man, bring a guitar. You're always welcome with or without a guitar. Now, would you please share your picking technique? Are you using George Benson style? There you go. That Larry Carlton touch. Hey Marty, love your stuff. Jason, good morning. Let's take a quick look. Let's run this again on the low strings. So we're starting a 9. 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a Fo. So the right hand technique is looking like super slow now, and I don't know if this is helpful or it's in the way. Maybe we're in the way here with the words or whatever, so I don't know how to get around that. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll do that. That makes more sense. So I'm working on, you can see some of my fingers are treated, my fingertips are nails for fingerstyle, but you can see there's a downstroke, and then there's an upstroke, followed by a downstroke, and followed by another upstroke. Now, sometimes that picking radius will lead me to believe I need to go like Rambo and just shoot from the hip, and then maybe I'll get a string, you know what I mean? Maybe it's 𝘕𝘂𝘳𝘠. Maybe it's just, this is more like a surgical approach for me this morning. Starting with downstroke, and I don't go any more than halfway to the next smaller string. I don't go through this pick and then go through the string and then come to rest on the next smaller string. I carefully stop before I get to that next smaller string. Adjust. That upstroke is the same that happens. I'm feeling for where the low E string is right here. So I don't have to use eyes, right? I don't have to have eyes on. That upstroke is the same principle, right? And if I stay as close to either side of the string as possible, this creates a really nice pocket of right hand sort of intelligence that needs to be developed. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it just happens, but it's through careful curation and repetition, and you can see that occasionally this pick will be like, I'm using a Jazz 2 right at the moment, but it's one of the Dunlop's roundy top. So what this does for me is this becomes like a few different exercises over time, you know, but we'll get into that. Today what we need to do is we need to review. Thank you for asking that question. The right hand technique it's easy to overlook, and we run the risk of overlooking that occasionally. So let's do another quick stretch here. I've got to get into the minor pentatonic piece of our game today. We do have some new business to address today, so we'll go ahead and do that. Hopefully I answered your question, but don't forget to come back 7:30 every morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard. If you can't make the live stream, then we do repost it so that it's available on demand for your, you know, whichever time zone you happen to find yourself in at the moment. You can, you know, always jump on board and find it if you'd like to follow along. We keep the live chat. The live chat is intact. It remains intact, so it will still feel like a live situation. You can track all of that communication if you'd like. All right. Michael, I watched these recorded sessions for a while, and I like the vibe. That's great. That's wonderful feedback to hear. Nothing beats live chat for sure. Yeah, it's hard to get beyond that. I had not really any appreciation. We'll start with two shapes we've been doing. Playing this all the way down, all the way down, all the way back. See how you can coordinate the hand to keep it on frame by just twisting the body. That's a pretty cool thing to just kind of be aware of if you're playing a concert soon, like Denim Dennis. Can't wait to see any of that footage from their live show coming out. I think that's coming up this month, right? So 1 and a 2 E and a 2 E and a 4 E and all that stuff. We did pattern number 2, so we have to review that today, which is and then we're going to move on to pattern number 3 today. All right, so we've got some work cut out. Let's go ahead and get the first minor pentatonic shape going, and that's fingers 1, 4, 131313 1414 1413131414. Here we go. I see my man on here. Yeah, Dennis is in Newport, PA, February 21st. John and Peters. Nice. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out on that because this is a live chatter. This is someone who's been in a live chat from the beginning, and he's got a beautiful, wonderful band named Denim Dennis, and they have a live date coming, which we should I wanted to help us all become aware of that because it's important. All right, and here we go. 1, 2, 1 E. Here we go. Where's the metronome? 1 E and a 2 E and a you know what, 9 and 10, 9 and 12. Here we go. Oh, man. Go. Nope. 1 and I've got to get 2 bars up front. A 1 and a 2 E and a you know what to do. So we're just working through the right hand, managing that. Well, I say right hand, picking hand technique. Because we do have some lefties in the chat, you know, they're just kind of heavy hitting on this live chat this morning. So, Just McFlurry, I don't know why, but it's relaxing. I like the trance, yeah. Got legs, she knows how to use them. She so that's really cool. We did 2 attacks per beat, 2 attacks per note on this the other day too. We're going to follow that suit. 1, 2, so 2 attacks per note, 4 attacks per beat. 1 E and a 2 Z and a putting on my shoes. Yeah, transcendental meditation. There is the old Patanjali's meditation yoga sutras. Absolutely. Not enough, though. Raoul comes in for the save every time. Just start meditating and never stop. Yeah, that's a great quote from, just a great pull quote from the live chat. Deshaun, do Johnny be good? Yes, he be good. That's a great one, you know. I appreciate you mentioning that because I've been thinking about doing a session. I don't know how many times. I probably taught Korn more than I've taught, you know, like Freak on a Leash. You know, I've taught songs, you know, from albums like that more probably than, you know, I've only probably taught Johnny B. Good a handful of times in my lifetime, which is kind of slightly concerning. Or it, you know, it says a lot about the, you know, the ethnographically isolated area in which I live, in which I find myself. So interesting request. I'm going to do a curated version of that session on my channel. I'm going to commit to doing that. So thank you, Deshaun, for being here and asking that. That's one of the best guitar licks of all time, in my opinion. All right, position number 2, we have 2-4, 1-4, 1-4, and then 1-3, 2-4, 2-4. And this is going to be a little bit of a tongue twister for me. Let's start it. 1 E and a 2 Z and I'm putting on my shoes. Did you guys see where 𝗲𝗏𝘳𝘯𝘓 is touring again? I would love to see that show. He's doing a great job advertising his, you know, the tour, the upcoming tour too. Ooh, my posture's suffering a little bit. Just gotta tweak that. The benefits of studying your breath, I just think about it this way. Whenever I realize I'm not thinking about my breath, it's time to think about my breath. Is this the same as the pentatonic scale? It's exactly the same. As a matter of fact, it is the pentatonic scale. I'm so glad you asked. So this is the B minor pentatonic scale. It's mode number 2 of, you know, minor pentatonic. So it would be sort of like a, you know, like a D with 1, 2, 3. If you wanted to root it in D, it would be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. I got sunshine. Oh, would that would be the major pentatonic, right? It would. Relative major. Relative to the fact that it's built on the relative minor. One is happy, one is sad. But they both contain the same selection of tones. Sometimes we run into little hitches kind of explaining this modality. This can be a real hitching point for a lot of us. Okay, we're moving now as if we started, let's go back to A. So that's the minor pentatonic that we get a little more grit on this thing. Or, you know, Ted Green would play it that way maybe. So here's the thing, here's the trick. You know, we've got this nice minor pentatonic. We've got mode 2 of the nice pentatonic, which is actually the major, relative major pentatonic. Or we could play major pentatonic here in the same position. Or we could, you know, just kind of, let's move on and talk about, we'll ask those questions. Keep those questions coming because those are supremely important. But the next pattern that we're playing is actually mode 3 of the minor pentatonic, which is putting us on the 1, the flat 3, 4 of the minor pentatonic. And this is how I've worked out a fingering for this. You know, it's kind of like there are a bunch of fingerings for this, but this is the one I like to use. I like to use the 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. And then I like to stretch, and then 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, stretch the 4 up. So we have 3 notes on this string, and then 1 note on this string, which leads up to the root note there. Okay. All right, so we're working on 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 4, 3, 1, 4, 1, 3. This is, to me, this is the most challenging one. And we're going to plane it What is the circle of fifths? Good question. Good question. Please teach how to shred. That's exactly what we're doing right here, right now, this very instance. Photo is on a rare thing, unfortunately. No, I don't dig around for it. If you find it, don't sweat. Don't break a sweat. Milk is good. I love that channel handle. That's great. So let's move on. Just kind of get through this. 1 E and a 2 E and a, here we go. E and a. Now we're getting to the priceless stuff. Thanks, Jason. You are most welcome, yeah, Dennis, yeah. Oh. Walk and talk, Jason. Oh, yeah. 𝗵𝗫, absolutely. Yeah, this is all part of my goal, my personal goal for 2025 is to work in that flat pick department acoustically. So I will be returning to acoustic guitar. You guys can join on whatever guitar. It'll all be the same thing, but we'll probably flip back and forth between electric strum patterning next week and acoustic strum patterning next week. It'll be a good solid week. We're going to probably spend more time, like the last half of the, half or quarter of the session, really diving sort of like deeply into the strum pattern end of the guitar, the rhythmic end of the guitar, which includes, chokes, when to use chokes and when to just not play the chokes to keep time, just to keep the time on our heads, we're working on picking strategies a little bit. Yeah. Hey, let's see, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that because we don't want those people here. Yeah, see you later, dude. I appreciate it, but what's gonna happen is we're gonna keep our lawns clean, right? So here we go with pentatonic position is great. So let's do 2 attacks per each note on that. Let's run that, and then we'll be done for today. Okay, one more reach. Oh, I see 20 likes there too. Thank you for helping us get there, gang. I appreciate it. 1 and 2 and 2 attacks per note. 1 E and a 2 E and a, you know what to do. Nice and ginger. So if you're here, thank you, Tudorshin. If you're here and you're just tuning in, we are here every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All through 2025. Oh yeah, how's that Chet Atkins book coming along? And we're back to the place from whence we came. And with that, friends, that concludes our morning ritual together. I would encourage you to continue on with your guitar journey today and really make it a committed day, a dedicated day to excellence and tone and peace of mind. Okay, now play something classical. I really thank you all for being so good at just keeping that live chat alive. And if you have friends who are guitar players who you think would enjoy this, you can share the news with them, and we can all just keep continuing to grow together over 2025. And I will see you all tomorrow. We have Kevin Haas. So resident timekeeper Kevin likes to keep he runs a really, it's like Mr. Neil Peart would have 15 minutes to do something, and then if that did or didn't get done, it was time to do the next thing. So the drummer from Rush lived life by the clock, as you might imagine my drummer might. Thank you for being here, Kevin. Say hi, Pop. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, Uncle Jason. Thank you for keeping that alive. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. We'll see you all again tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until we meet again, I wish you happy picking.